And now I am pleased to introduce this year's student speaker, who was selected for this honor based on her academic achievements and her outstanding presentation to the Student Speech Audition Committee. Please welcome and join me in welcoming Callan-Whitehead.
Graduates, let me begin by expressing how honored I am to stand here with all of you on this, our most special day. 4 years ago, when I drove under the pedestrian walkway that bridges the gap over Wood Street, the structure that tells me and the city of Pittsburgh how much Point Park is invested in its students, I could barely imagine myself making it to class every day, let alone to graduation. Definitely not here. Education and I have not always been friendly. I didn't want a classroom. I wanted the world. But I, like you, went to class, wrote the papers, pulled the all-nighters, stressed over the tests, and finally got to this day, this moment right now. But when we look back on our years at Point Park, we don't count the pages or the hours of lost sleep. We see the skills we learned, the connections we made, the friendships we built, and the breadth of our accomplishments. When I first considered writing this speech, I immediately thought of our futures. Every commencement speech should talk about the future, right? I wanted to talk about the bright and sunny paths we have before us. I wanted to point out all the doorways that education has opened to reveal endless, beckoning possibilities. I wanted to boast about the list of wonderful things we are all going to do in the world, all the changes we will make. But to talk about the future, I feel, would be presumptuously taking tomorrow for granted. We aren't guaranteed the future. What we do have is today. This moment, right now, that we are sharing together. So let's concentrate on this moment. Take it in. The time you have right now is all the time you will ever have. You are who you are going to be. So be who you want to be today. Take those trips. Visit the places you've always wanted to see. Call the people you keep meaning to call. Take the time to read the books you love and watch the movies that make you laugh and be with the people who make you smile. Take stock of all that you have each and every day and never be afraid to be proud. And as we embrace this moment, as we revel in these wonderful feelings, take account of what you have earned. What you are walking away from this university with is more than a piece of paper, more than a marketable addition to your resume. You have an achievement, a skill set, a new perspective, a broader outlook, a story. I came to Point Park University to learn how to write stories. As I began to fill pages with my words, I realized I was simultaneously filling and composing the narrative of my life. Each day is a new page, each lesson a new chapter. But my story, like yours, is unfinished. This chapter may be closing, but we are ready to start the next because we are prepared. Ingenious and chance favor the prepared mind. So take the time to write each page with intent and purpose. And remember, as a great poet once said, that what we acquire with difficulty and keep with care is always the dearer to us. And when I write a story, I know there will be conflict because nothing is interesting without conflict. We will face adversity, rejection, hard times, and some of the worst days of our lives. But what we must ask ourselves is it worth it? Is the juice worth the squeeze? And I can tell you, it is. The worst days will end, and the best ones will come. In the way that moments, like the one we are sharing now, do. In the same way that this speech is both celebratory and solemn, life is both bitter and sweet. We read the stories that told us so. We studied the histories that showed us. I am living the life that proves it, and so, my friends, are you. So I ask you, my fellow graduates, what the great stories of worth ask of us all, to be aware of each moment, to savor each breath. I ask you to look behind you and to use what you have to help those who have not. I ask you to be honest, because what you say really does mean so much. I ask you to remember to be kind, for now is always the time for kindness. I ask you to forever hold what is precious and dear to you in your heart, and then to use your heart as the lens through which you view the world. I know this is a lot to ask of you, but I know how far you have come, how much you have accomplished, and how hard you will work. Congratulations, class of 2015. I am so proud to count myself among you. Now let's go and take our moment.
Good job, Autumn.
Thank you, Autumn. And now is the central event of our celebration, the awarding of diplomas.